Yo, Disney, relax, man, relax. Like, we don't need a billion live action remakes in a single year. I mean, your rights to Marvel alone are gonna make you like billions each year. So just calm down, right? I mean, are all these live action remakes really necessary? Because after watching Dumbo, I really don't think so. So Dumbo is the live-action remake of the 1941 animated film, and it isn't the most exciting story. And yes, I have watched the animated film a couple of times when I was much younger, and when they actually showed it on Disney Channel. And to me, Dumbo really isn't much, right? I mean, it's just a bedtime story when I was a kid, and the only sort of things that I remembered about him before I watched this movie was number one. He has big ears. Number two, he was bullied for it by the elephants as well as the humans. And number three, he can fly. Yeah, physics at work right here. So this is pretty much the same story where Dumbo is of course like sort of like an outcast. You know, he has big ears. People are making fun of him, but once he starts to fly, people get excited about it, and then he's part of the main show. And from then on, of course, there's more things which I'm not gonna spoil it for you. And Michael Keaton is in this movie as well, and he plays a pretty cliched antagonist. All around the story is pretty much what we all expected it to be. There's nothing really new added in to keep things fresh, and Dumbo isn't the best story, so there really isn't much they can do with this, and so it just ended up being pretty bland, and the lack of entertainment value in this story itself really, I mean, I felt bored in some scenes, and this really goes to show that some things should just be left alone. They should not be, remade or, rebooted into a live action film, and Dumbo should have just been left alone. But, I get it. Disney, of course, wanted to cash in on this material. But the thing is, this isn't a full-on cash grab because there is an effort put into this film. And, with such a mediocre story, it's done as good as it can be. And especially with the visuals and the CGI of the elephants, they look amazing. There's so much detail, and weirdly enough, I know a lot about elephants, and they sort of have these fine hairs on them, and they even put that in, and it's just the details like that that really matter, and it just shows you that the visual artists and the CGI artists really put in some effort into this film. And even though they had such a limited amount of material to work with, they did the best with what they had, and I really gotta commend them for that. So what I'm really trying to say is that this isn't a full-on cash grab. They told the story as well as it could be, and even though the story was pretty much Dumbo just flying around and around over and over again, which did get tired at some point, but I think kids will really enjoy this. This isn't a movie that you should go out instantly and go watch. Nothing to be excited about, but it is a decent watch. It's not a bad movie. It is not a bad movie. It's well above average actually because of the really good visuals, the awesome CGI, and I'll be honest, I'm a sucker for great visuals, and that's why I just love this movie that much more. But the score on Rotten Tomatoes does not depict what the movie actually is. They're kind of harsh with the ratings because I just checked it like an hour ago. It was at 52%. I think it might get lower or higher. I do not know, but the audience scores seem to be okay at about 72%. And about a 7.2 on IMDb. So yeah, I mean, I think the audience might enjoy it more than the critics. But all around, Dumbo was a decent movie. There was quite a bit of effort put into the film. I can really appreciate that. Fantastic visuals. But the lackluster story and the sort of shallow characters, even with Dumbo not being all that fleshed out, made me not latch on to any of the characters. And all in all, just a well above average film, and I'm gonna give Dumbo a solid B-. I mean, Dumbo was a valiant effort, but it just goes to show that we don't need all these live action remakes. I mean, they should just be left alone. But anyways, it was a decent watch. I think it was worth my money. And yeah, if you're not doing anything this weekend and really want to go watch a movie, then yeah, I suggest Dumbo. And look forward to my review of Shazam this Friday. And yeah. And speaking of Disney, I'm actually doing like a full length discussion on all the live action films. I should be able to post it this weekend. Just have to finish it up. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.